Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Tim, and I am going to go over trends today. We are just going to do a quick video showing you how to identify trends on the chart. Trends are helpful, and you gauge the market a little bit, decide which way it's going, and get an idea of where support and resistance might show up. And that's very important if you're making trades. And I just wanted to go over the very easy. It's not nothing in trading is easy, but this is actually one of the easier things. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and hide some of this stuff since we don't really necessarily need any of this for this lesson. So I'm just pressing the eyeball, and it kind of hides everything. And I'll double click, and it gets rid of the RSI too. But if I double click again, it brings it back. That's one trick that I forgot to mention on my last. If you double click real quick on my, this is on the laptop, so I don't know how if it works on. I do believe it works on the computer as well. But anyways, okay. So we're talking about is trends today. Let's go ahead and draw the most obvious trend, which is the trend we're currently in. All right, I'm going to start at this is the start of the dip, I mean, the end of the dip where we started actually climbing from there. So, this is a good place to start the trend right here. Let's just follow it up. Beautiful. Look at how many times it touches this line I drew right here. I mean, at least one, two, three, four, or about three, four, five. I mean, at least 5 or 6 times it touches that line. So that's a clear indication that that is a part of the trend. Now, if you hold control and double click, you can copy this and bring that up here. Okay, usually that's how a trend, in my experience, a trend is usually very very similar angles. You know what I mean? You don't want to if it's not a trend if it's like this. You know what I mean? That's a triangle. That's a pattern. But if it's like this, that's a much more of a that's a trend. That's what we're talking about today. You can see how there's a couple of instances where we have top touched it. I don't necessarily think any of these really have touched it, but I would still consider this a trend. We have two touches, so it's obvious that there is support and resistance with these lines. And right now, we are about to test this line one more time. And the way trends work, guys, the farther up you go, the more likely you're going to break it down. A bullish trend like this ends up with a bear break, usually 99% of the time. If this breaks up, I'm gonna pull my hair out because well, right. I mean, right now it would be because of all the stimulus money and whatnot. But if we break up from this, I would be very surprised. It's hard to break up from a trend like this because look at how steep it is already. I mean, how are you going to break up from that? Go backwards? It's like at one point you're like, dang. I mean, a fall would not surprise me. And if you're looking at a trend like this, when you gotta say, hey, what's going to happen if we do fall? And that's one thing I like to do is come in here and say, hey, I see some support right around here. All right, because look, the candle's all closed below it here. I mean, we had a few wicks above it, but we had the candles closing above it up here, which means it turned flipped, resistance flipped to support inside the trend, which is common. It happens a lot, guys. But then if we do make it up another step, and we do drop out of here, this could be a good area to look for support. And this is about what 30, 40,000. So, like I said, it's just something you need to pay attention to. Trends are very helpful because of if you can learn that we're bouncing along this line, you can make your buys along this line. And every time we bounce off, if you would have bought here and sold here, you'd be making money. You know what I mean? That's how trading works, guys. You make those little buys, little sells, and it accumulates. And eventually you turn $200 into $2,000 if you keep doing that. I remember I did it myself. I started off with $200. I remember I took out that $200 when I had about $1,000 in my and it wasn't just because of my trading. It was also because of the bull run that was happening. Everything I was trading well, and the market was rising trends like this. And when I started learning, hey, I'm gonna start buying on these bounces. The earlier you can identify a trend, the better you trade, the more money you can make off of it. You know what I mean? And this trend right here has been a profitable trend if you pay attention. And also, just because it looks doesn't look that long right here, right? I mean, you're looking at a 4 hour chart, so each one of these is 4 hours. But let's just go to the 1 hour, and that'll help you even see more instances of, you know what I mean? You can see how many times it's actually hit the one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 times where it's hit that. I mean, there's been 8 opportunities where you could have, I mean, at least 4 opportunities where you could buy and made a profit. You know what I mean? That's what trading's all about, is being able to identify stuff like this so you can make money off of it. Now, nothing guarantees these trends are going to last forever. That's what you need to pay attention to, is uh, having your stop loss, being able to move your stop loss up with the trend. So, like, if you're trading this trend, that's fine. But I always have my stop loss following it up, you know, right below this. Where if I think we're gonna, if we lose this support, we're probably gonna drop to this support down here. You can see where the dotted line crosses about 34.7. So I'm thinking there's some support there, but there might that's not a given, guys. There's look, we had to spend a lot of time right here though, so there might be some support here at 29.6. All of these levels are important, and if you're on if you look at different time frames, you'll find that, and different time frames will also help you with the trends, guys. The trends, if you're having trouble saying, look, like I go to the daily, let's say, and it's going to leave all of those lines I drew on there. But look, it's so much harder to identify this trend on a daily chart with 5 candles. You know what I mean? Even though it is possible, I mean, you could see it, but it's still kind of like, what the heck am I trying to do here? I'm going to go to a smaller time frame so I can identify it better. Hell, you can even go to the 15-minute if you wanted to, and you can really get a lot of. You can see the lines I drew on there are still there, and you get a lot of instances where you know what I mean. If you're trading this fast-paced trading, that's not my style. I trade long term, but these trends are your best friend. That's what they always say. Trend's your friend. Until the trend fails, the trend is your friend. Follow the trend. They say that for a reason, guys. And you know, this is a short and sweet video. Identifying trends is not rocket science. It will help you when you trade, amongst other things. But combining this with other lessons that I've taught will definitely help you out, guys. And I'm gonna go ahead and end the video at that. I didn't mean to make this video this long, so I hope you learned something. It's a right now it's the trend is obviously up. It's been going up for the past few weeks now. We hit 42,000 almost. So I mean, things have been going crazy, guys, and I think you should all enjoy it. I hope this lesson taught you something, and have a good one, y'all.